Good morning, students. As you know, we are discussing chapter 5 of Footprints Without Feet, and the name of the chapter is Footprints Without Feet itself. And in my last videos, I have told you about Griffin, who was a brilliant scientist, but he was a lawless person. Okay, and told you this also, that how he entered in London store in theatrical company and robbed the manager. He set fire to his landlord's house, and what he did in Iping Village with landlord and his wife. Okay, he attacked with chair, you know very well, and he robbed clergyman's money. So all these things showed that he was a lawless person. And what happened next, I'm going to tell you. Okay, and before this I told you about Griffin, who was a brilliant scientist, but he was a lawless person. He set fire at the house of his landlord, and then he entered the London store. He robbed clothes from there, and then because he had to escape, because assistants had seen him, that's why he had to remove his newly found clothes. And then he went to theatrical company shop, and there he covered himself with bandages, false nose, whiskers, hat and all dresses. And then he robbed the money also, attacking the shopkeeper. And then he went to Iping Village. There also he does so many mischievous work and robbery also. At last, people started to doubt on him, and because Mrs. Hall was quite disturbed, who was landlady, she was quite disturbed, and the neighbors also informed the constable. So before the constable comes, Mrs. Hall directly goes to Griffin, and she asked him many questions. I want to know what you have been doing to my chairs. As you know, that chair raised to attack on Mrs. Hall. So she asked him the question, I want to know what you have been doing to my chair. Means what he had been doing to her chair upstairs. And she asked other questions also, that how you came out of an empty room and how you entered the locked room. As you know, while they were coming out, the door was slammed and locked. So she asked how you entered the locked room. Now what happens? The scientist, as you know, he was always very quick tempered. Okay, he was always very quick tempered and furious also. Suppose someone asked him question, he used to become angry. So he became angry and said, you don't know, you don't understand who and what I am. Just wait. Very well, I'll show you who I am and what I am. Okay, he became angry. In this way, started to shout. And then, because he had to run away from there, he started to throw off bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even his nose also. Okay, one by one, he took off all his makeup articles. Okay, whatever he was wearing, bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and false nose, hat. And it took him only a minute, because it is very easy to remove things. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. As you know, people were horrified, they were scared, and just after a few moments they saw that they were struggling to a man who was not having head. Okay, because he had removed his these bandages, whiskers, nose, spectacles and all. So his head was invisible, and now he was so people thought that they are struggling to a man who is not having head. And then Mr. Jaffars, who was the constable of that village, he comes. Okay, he arrived, and he was quite surprised to see that he had to arrest a man without a head, because at that time he was not wearing bandages and all, and that's why the policeman, the constable, was surprised that he had to arrest a man who is not having head. But he was a very sincere person, constable. He was a very dutiful man, and if the magistrate had ordered to arrest a man, nobody can prevent him from doing his duty. Okay, if he had to arrest a man, it means he had to, whether the man is having head or not. Okay, whether the man is with head or without head. There followed the remarkable scene as the policeman tried to hold the man. Okay, when the policeman was trying to hold tried to get hold the man, who was becoming more and more invisible as he threw off one garment after another. Okay, now another remarkable scene could be seen there. The policeman was trying to get hold of a man, and the man was becoming more and more invisible. Okay, he was throwing off all his garments one after another. He was throwing his clothes, and finally a shirt flew into the air, and the constable found himself struggling with someone he could not see at all. Okay, and at last there was a shirt that flung in the air, and the constable was unable to see Griffin at all, and he had to struggle with a person who was completely invisible. Okay, he could not see at all. He was quite enraged that what to do, because the person he was unable to see. And then all the people, they were also, the other villagers also trying to help the constable, but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. Okay, because he was invisible, but he was hitting people by blows, and people could not understand from where these blows they are receiving. And in the end, Jaffars was knocked unconscious. Okay, the Jaffar, the constable, became unconscious at last as he made a last attempt to hold on the unseen scientist. Okay, he was continuously trying to get hold the unseen scientist, and finally he was knocked unconscious because continuously Griffin was attacking on him, and finally the constable was unconscious. Everyone was nervous. They were crying. The people were crying, hold him. But it was easier to say than done. Okay, it was easy to say hold him, but it was difficult to hold Griffin. And now again Griffin had shaken himself free. Okay, now again he was free, and no one knew from where to lay hands on him. Okay, nobody knew कहाँ से उसको पकड़ना है. Okay, where to lay hands for him. Okay, this is the end of the chapter. Now in my next video I'll start another chapter.